From WNIJ Studios on the campus of Northern Illinois University, this is Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritt. City of Glass is the new album released just a few weeks ago from bluegrass virtuosos AJ Lee and Blue Summit. We'll hear songs from that new album this hour with a performance recorded live at Rockford's Anderson Japanese Gardens. I'll also talk with the band about City of Glass and about what sets California bluegrass apart from other regions. AJ Lee and Blue Summit coming up this hour on Sessions from Studio A.
And rocks will tumble, making motion. This won't be the
Welcome to Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritt. We're outside of Studio A once again at Anderson Japanese Gardens in Rockford, where we caught a great live set from bluegrass band AJ Lee and Blue Summit. They're poised to be leaders of the next generation of bluegrass and roots music with the release of their third album, City of Glass. You can find it out now streaming and on the band's website. I'll talk with them later on about the album also. But first, let's get into the music with the title track from that. This is City of Glass, recorded live by AJ Lee and Blue Summit on Sessions from Studio A.
I will go to the place made with sand, rugged peace. To then molded paint, made into the prettiest of sheets. Only grain-spent city has stayed, and rocks will tumble, making more sand. This won't be the last. skipped all the best parts. Well, hey, 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 hey. Give manners to your family. If you want a love that's true and tried and faithful, you can't talk what you gotta walk it. To your family, if you want a love that's true and tried and faithful, you can't talk but you gotta walk it. Well, hey, 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 hey. Give manners to your family. If you want a love that's true and tried and faithful, you can't talk but you gotta walk it.
This is Sessions from Studio A outside of the studio once again at Anderson Japanese Gardens for another recording, and really excited to be here with AJ Lee and Blue Summit. Well, it's a very exciting time to catch you guys live too, because you have a new album coming out, and I saw you have some copies already sitting out there today, which is super cool. City of Glass is the new album. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I'm actually super stoked about this album. It's weird when you make albums, sometimes it's a little bit hard to listen to after the fact because you spend so much time doing it, hours and hours like listening, but with this one I feel like I'm still happy to listen to it, so I'm really happy with the product. And
That's usually a good sign.
Yeah,
You're not sick of the songs.
I think it's a good sign, especially because we're our own worst critics. You know, the fact that we can listen to it again, I think it says something. But this one's pretty cool because this is the first album out of the three that we've had someone co-produce it with us, and that person is Lesh from the California Honey Drops. And you'll hear some of his influence in this album too, because he's more of, like a R&B soul singer, and we wanted to go with him because he's just such a phenomenal artist and specifically a really strong vocalist. So he helped coach me and Sully and Scott through the process of with the maybe taking a little bit more soulful approach to our bluegrass roots.
So yeah, tell me a little bit more what that was like, going from doing the first two albums yourselves and then now working with another person, bringing another producer in.
The first album we made, it was Like I Used To, and that seemed very like kind of homegrown in a way, because the process for that, we had our friend Parker engineer it for us, and we actually just rented an Airbnb and set up a bunch of equipment and recorded most of the album there. And it was more of like an experimental process, like kind of eclectic, where we had some electric guitar and some, clarinet even, some trumpet, just other instruments, just trying to find our sound. Because we've been a band for almost 9 years now, so we've always tried to just like grow, like let it breathe. The second one, we recorded up in Coos Bay, and we wanted to have more of an acoustic approach to that one. So we did, in contrast from the first one, we did mostly like multi-tracking a little bit. We did some rhythm altogether, but more, adding on of different tracks. The second one, we did all the rhythm all at once in like one room.
Cool.
And we kind of kept that structure with this last album too. We did mostly all the rhythm like all together, some isolated, some not, instead of just like layering on top of each other.
And I read the album described as a slow burn. What does that mean to you? What's a slow burn album?
I think if you think of bluegrass or like, in the jamgrass scene, it's very quick, very energetic, very, kind of party vibe, which there are elements of our band that we do bring, but we do like to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. So my songwriting tends to be, like kind of more catering to Americana-y, maybe like little indie bluegrass sort of. But we try to keep it interesting in that regard to where we do have the quick, the party vibe. Scott sings a lot of old country, he sings a straight ahead bluegrass. Sully
But you'll slow it back down.
Yeah, we'll slow it back down. Like one of my favorite songs that Scott does is Bakersfield Clay, and that's a slower, beautiful number, and that we do like even during late nights, and I think that still the crowd is really receptive to that, even though it's not just like raging.
So the first single you put out for the album, I Can't Find You at All, featuring Molly Tuttle, and this is kind of a family reunion, I know, for you guys, because we have Sullivan Tuttle here in the band, and you guys grew up playing together when you were really, really young. So tell us a little bit about kind of the history of your family and then how you guys met and started playing together too.
Yeah, and that song is also written by my dad. Even though he's not actually on the recording. But my dad has taught bluegrass, basically all the different instruments in the Bay Area for a long time. And he had like group jam classes, and sometimes there'd be kids in those and they'd get together and form bands and stuff. And then when my sister and I and our younger brother started playing, he started having us play with some of his students. And then I think at some point he must have met AJ's parents at probably at Father's Day Festival or one of the bluegrass festivals in California, and he got AJ in on our family band, and she and Molly became like co-lead singers of that band, doing either taking turns singing lead or singing duets the whole way through and stuff. And
you were already playing mandolin by this point too, or did he kind of get you in on that too?
Yeah, I was playing mandolin because my mom was interested in old country. She played just casually with some friends of hers when I was really little growing up. She's the one who taught me how to sing and have pitch, and so she actually started me on a ukulele because it was smaller than a mandolin, but it was tuned to a mandolin. So she was already in that world, and that's probably when we made the jump to go to bluegrass festivals, that's where she probably met Jack.
Yeah, I would imagine you guys have a pretty strong, musical chemistry after all that time playing together too.
There's an oyster in the bottom of your glass. You must be crazy, who would ever order that?
AJ Lee and Blue Summit, recorded live at Rockford's Anderson Japanese Gardens. That one was Seaside Town, written and sung by Sullivan Tuttle on the band's new album City of Glass. Find that album out now on CD and vinyl on bluesummitmusic.com. And stay tuned, we'll be right back with more from AJ Lee and Blue Summit here on Sessions from Studio A. This is Sessions from Studio A. We are hearing a performance recorded live from AJ Lee and Blue Summit and talking with the band this hour. Let's get back to the concert recorded at Rockford's Anderson Japanese Gardens with one not from the band's new album, but from their last record. It's called I'll Come Back, released in 2021, and this is Something Special, recorded live by AJ Lee and Blue Summit.
I say something special about the way you see my soul. My soul. Ooh, no, no. My soul. In the night, I from my head down to my feet. Your lips are poison, and I've had my fill. But somebody call the doctor, 'cause I still love you still. I saw you Monday and Sunday too, and between I can guess what you do. You take the girls out and do what you will, and no matter what I do, oh, I still love you still. Holding on to me, holding you, but no matter what I do, oh, I still love you still. Saw your car out in the street. I wish that car in the river down so deep. You tried to charm me, you do it oh so well. And no matter what I do, oh, I still love you still. Holding on to me, holding you, but no matter what I do, I still love you still. Now I told my papa just what you do. Now my papa, he's coming after you. How I was blinded, your love short but a thrill. No matter what I do, oh, I still love you still. Holding on to me, holding you, no matter what I do, well, I still love you still. Holding on to me, holding you, oh, no matter what I do, oh, I still love you still. Oh, no matter what I do, I still love you still.
Still Love You Still, performed live by AJ Lee and Blue Summit. This week's show was recorded live at Rockford's Anderson Japanese Gardens. You can check out video from the concert over on WNIJ.org and on our YouTube channel. Find more from AJ Lee and Blue Summit on their website, bluesummitmusic.com. and they're on Facebook and Instagram at AJ Lee and Blue Summit. Stick around, we'll be right back with more music and more from my talk with the band. You're listening to Sessions from Studio A.
Spent all day just hanging around in a seaside tub.
Welcome back to Sessions from Studio A with AJ Lee and Blue Summit recorded live. Let's get right back into the music with one from another Bay Area band, New Riders of the Purple Sage. They had about half the Grateful Dead in the original lineup, with Jerry Garcia playing pedal steel. Not sure if the term "siegrass" has been used yet, but they'll get a little psychedelic about halfway through this one. It's Glendale Train, recorded live by AJ Lee and Blue Summit. Does California bluegrass differ than like the rest of the country? Is there kind of any regional flavors going on?
I think that California bluegrass does a really good job of maintaining the tradition while allowing for and rewarding the uniqueness and individuality of a singer. They definitely stress, the bluegrass scene in California definitely stresses, you gotta know where these songs come from, you gotta listen to the original recordings, you have to soak in and absorb the blueprint of tradition, but then do your own thing with it. That is rewarded as well, you know? I feel like a lot of people have this idea of California bluegrass as being kind of like the loosey-goosey, like very progressive type thing, which lots of traditional stuff or traditionally based stuff has come out of California that is very progressive. Yeah. But I mean, I think maybe I'm biased, but it's a pretty perfect balance between tradition and encouraging the new.
Like the jams are very traditional. The jamming scene at the festivals is very traditional. A lot of the bands that have come out of California are maybe less traditional, but it's like built on having played that stuff for years previously.
We've kind of had a lot of pressure from our friends in the last few years to come out to Nashville and experience that scene. And when we do visit, it is awesome. It's like a phenomenal experience because we have so many friends there, and there's always something going on there. And every time we visit, it's awesome. We get to jam. But there is just something magical about California. And we just love the state so much. It's just like we grew up there. It's just the beautiful nature, the beautiful, just all the different kind of people you can see there. It's hard to leave, and we're trying to stay there as long as we can because we identify as Californians. So we don't want to leave if we don't have to.
Going back real quick to the new album, the writing process behind it. We talked about the production, bringing in a new producer. Tell us about how you write a new song. What's that like when you're starting a new song?
AI. We just use AI the whole time.
No, not yet. We don't use AI yet. That's kind of a touchy subject, I guess, so far still. Well, if you're still going through the traditional writing aspect of actual songwriting, I think for this album, I have a repertoire of songs kind of always a little bit on the back burner. I'll start something. At least these days, it's hard writing because we're always on the road. So I'll have maybe some lyrics or like a little melody that's in my head, and I'll record it and I'll save it for another time. And it just sort of pieced itself together for this last album where I had some lyrics, and I actually Sick on a Plane I've had for a long time, even before the pandemic. And it just like sometimes it takes the right time for a song to really actualize itself, I feel like, because you can have something, but it takes the right people, the right vibe to make it something, really unique and good. And so there's some on there that I have had for a while. Like also, I Still Think of Her. I wrote the verses to that song I had that for many years, but there was never a chorus. And it took until we went into the studio where I was inspired enough, and this chorus seemed to just like fall into the song. So it really just depends on how you're inspired and how you like piece together that puzzle of different material to make it something.
Talking with AJ Lee and Blue Summit on Sessions from Studio A. And we have time for one more on this week's show from their live recording. This one is off of the new album, City of Glass. It's Bakersfield Clay by AJ Lee and Blue Summit.
Well, brown are the flowers that bloom for hours, and I'll take the whole gold line. Yes, I'll wrap them in ribbon, fine lace linen. I'll be in Kern County tonight. I'll show up to your door, calling nothing more than the memory
for to show you that the sunshine won't burn and the winter couldn't spoil our roots. I'll show up to your door all day loving more than the memories we had in space. And we'll water the petals and the tears that we shed will bloom from the baker's field clay.
Thank you so much. That was Scott Gates singing Bakersfield Clay. We got Sean Newman on bass, Jan Perrott on fiddle, and Sully Tuttle on guitar. My name is AJ Lee, and together we are AJ Lee and Blue Summit. Thanks so much for coming out to see us.
And that wraps up this week's edition of Sessions from Studio A. Thanks so much to AJ Lee and Blue Summit, and thanks to Anderson Japanese Gardens for having us out to record. A special thanks to Scott Ford at Evil Twin Recording for recording and mixing the concert, and thanks to you for listening in this hour. You can find video from the concert over on WNIJ.org, along with this full episode and many other episodes of Sessions from Studio A. Find more from AJ Lee and Blue Summit on their website, bluesummitmusic.com, and they're on Facebook and Instagram at AJ Lee and Blue Summit. Be sure to pick up a copy of that new album, City of Glass, out now. Sessions from Studio A is produced at WNIJ Studios on the campus of Northern Illinois University. Producers are yours truly and Mike Lundgren. I'm Spencer Tritt, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time on another edition of Sessions from Studio A.